This is a giant chunk of pure white glass, which is something that I've never worked before. I wanted to make a giant spearhead out of it, but I unfortunately broke it in half. On the bright side, however, both halves are big enough to make smaller spearheads from, so that's what I'm doing. In this early stage of making the spearhead, it's important to knock off as many large flakes as possible so that we can make it thinner and more two-dimensional. This way, it'll be easier to shape in the later stages. Many flakes later, and we have a pretty good basic shape of a spearhead going. At this stage, I have to be careful where I strike, because I don't want to break it in half. Now, it's time to pressure flake the blade. By placing an antler tool on the edge and pressing in and down, I can break a flake off that's very precise because I get to place it exactly where I want on the edge. Now it's time to put notches here and here. Notches help a spearhead secure to a spear shaft, and to create them, I'm using a thin bone tool. The reason I use this tool is because it's shaped just like the notch that I'm creating. It's thin enough and narrow enough to get into the small slits. Creating the notches is also a risky process because if I go too deep or press too hard, I could break off the entire base. The final step in making the spearhead is to sharpen up the blade's edge by creating serrations. Here is the finished pure white glass spearhead. It looks really cool, and I love the way this material worked. Thanks for watching.